So today we'll be working on events. So events are actions that trigger another macro to execute. It triggers a macro that we have written. So they are known as events. There are a lot of events you can get in Excel application. So not only in Excel, so in all applications you have got events. Specifically over here, so you have application level, worksheet level, workbook level, chart, and user form level. So you have these kind of different types of events that occur in different levels over here. Now, whatever event that occurs for worksheet level, it can take place only in the worksheet. So it could be a double click or just select the cell, or you change any cell value, or if you have any pivot table in that sheet, if that changes, if that is refreshed. So all these cause another macro to be triggered to execute. We'll see that. See, to open a worksheet module, you have to right click on the sheet and click on view code. This is one way to open it. You could also open it by double clicking on sheet 1 over here. Both are going to do the same job. So now if you right click on a sheet that you want to specifically choose, you will be aware of it, like which sheet you have used. So that's the safest way. And you can see here it displays as sheet 1 code. After you choose that, make sure you select the worksheet object here. See, as soon as you choose worksheet, you can see an event name here, selection change. Likewise, you have many events that you can see in the event drop down here. You could choose to write the macro for any of these events that we have here in the list. Now currently, by default, selection change will appear. Using this, I'm just going to provide you a very simple example, a small example, how exactly this works. Now, I want to print the name of my institute in any cell I click. Let's say you have some requirement like this. See now, all the macros that you wrote until now, it was based on the address of an object. Now, it's changing dynamically. So as soon as you select a different cell, the address is going to change. Now, how do you know which cell is going to be selected next? So you don't have any certainty over the address of the cell. So we have an inbuilt variable here, target, as range. So range is used to uh, get applied on a single cell also. Even a single cell is referred to as range in VBA. Now this target is an inbuilt variable which will be used in the macro, and wherever you use target, so that is referring to the range that you have selected, be it a single cell or multiple cells that you select. Now using the same, you see, I want to print the value ITARS. That's it, target dot value. Target is the cell which you select on the sheet. And say equal to, what do you want to print there? You just provide that text or number here. After you have done with this, see, that is all about the program. We have written the program and it's done. But these programs will not execute by clicking the run button. See, it will ask you to choose macros. These are event based. As I said, only a selection change event can trigger this macro. And that too, the trigger should be from sheet 1 only. These are the things that you have to keep in mind. Let's go back to the Excel sheet. Now suppose the selection is in E5. I change the selection to somewhere else. You can see it is printing immediately. Now wherever you select, whichever cell you select, just keeps printing it. So only events that occur in sheet 1 can trigger the macro that we just wrote it. Now if this program wants to show how it works, Now let me show you where it can be applied. I'm going to provide an example where exactly this sheet module can be used. Now I'll choose another sheet here, sheet 2. And over here, I'll prepare a data. Any simple data. I'll just choose one and say product, and I'll provide, let's say, Q1. I'm just preparing the data for creating the report. Now over here, I'll just list some products. Let's say sample 1001. It could be any product name here. I'm just selecting this. I'll drag it till here. So we have 10 products, and for all of these, I also want to provide the values. I'll use rand between function. I'll just give some range of numbers to be printed here. Say 120 to 550. I'll copy this and paste as values so that these values will not change. And I'll quickly apply some formats to this data. So I've used control 1. So here I'm going to provide borders to my data. I'll give this, say okay. I'll highlight the headers also, the same color as of the border that we have provided. I'll choose the same color. I would like to highlight my text, column header text. I'll make it white. Now I'll zoom in a little. Yes. So now for this data, I would like to plot a chart here. And based on the selection of the product, the chart also should change for me. Now that is what I want to achieve using the worksheet module. And let me go here. I'll remove the grid lines so that it looks neat. So I'll make a copy of this. I'll copy this and I'll put it in the next sheet. This is a reference sheet, you can say. Now here it is getting pasted, let's say. Now as I said, the macro should work only when I click within these cells, only when I choose the product. It should not work when I click on anywhere in the quarters column. It should not work for that. And whichever product I choose, only that product should be highlighted. That is, the entire row of that product should be highlighted for me. Now let us first provide a chart on this data. So I'll just go here, insert a blank chart. I'll use a column chart here. I'll change the data selection. I'll pick the data from the next sheet that is there over here. Now you can change the way it is appearing as well. You can go here. So you can also say switch rows and columns. So now it looks perfect. See, Q1, 2, 3, 4. That's what is appearing here for the sample that we have selected. And I'll change the column design. I'll choose the same shape fill that we gave for our borders so that it will be a little matching thing. Let's go here and choose this. Now this is how I want it to look like. And remove the legend. We already have the product name over here. I just want this chart to get updated based on the selection I do over here. Now let's start writing the program. Go to developer, I'll choose this. So we already have the sheet 1 kept open. So you should understand something here. I can use a particular event for an object only once. I have already used selection change event for worksheet sheet 1. I cannot write another program over here using the same event. That's not possible. I can use an event only once for a worksheet module or a workbook module as well. You can use only once. The event can be used once. Now for that, I'll see that this is commented so that it is not going to execute. I'll again start from the beginning and say worksheet. So now we have the selection change event again. Now here, so as I said, I want to restrict the macro for the selection only between C5 to C14. Only within these cells, if I choose, it should work. Anywhere else, if I click, the macro should not work. Let's provide the restriction on the cells. I'll say target. Target is the cell that I select. If the row number of the target is less than 5, so is it fifth row? Yes. Or if the target value is greater than 14, that's target dot row value. Row number of the target should be, see, I should use if, see, if it is between 5 and 14, only then it should accept. If it is less than 5 or greater than 14, then exit sub. So we saw this exit sub somewhere in the last session. It will exit the macro. For that we are using this exit sub. Now we took care of the row number. Now what if the column selected is a different one? So even then it should not work. Your selection should remain in third column only. So if it is not within the third column, if the target dot column is not equal to 3, not equal to symbol is this, less than, greater than 3, because I have chosen third column, the C column over there. Even then it should exit sub. The macro should not execute. So it will be ruled out if a selection is somewhere outside. That's the thing. Next, after we have restricted the macro to only specific cells, I'll first remove all the fill colors from this. So though we have not applied, it should be given in the beginning itself, so that every time the color is given to the row, it is going to reapply it. Always remove the previous uh, color that was applied, and whichever new product was selected, only that row should get highlighted here. Now for that, I'll say target dot row. So now this I am going to use it in sheet 1, range, and say from C column. That's going to provide me the row number that I have selected, which cell I have selected. So from that cell, it should resize it. It should resize the selection over here from third column to seventh column. That is total 5 columns here. Say resize to 5 columns. Row size is 1. Only one row we have to select. 5 columns. I'll use this to expand the selection to 5 more columns from the cell C, whichever row we have selected, and say dot interior dot color should be whichever color you want to provide. Now let's go here. I would like to highlight it with, let's say, this one, orange, and go here and say BB orange. So that color would be provided. Now let me show you why we need to remove colors. See, if I choose this, sorry guys, this has to be written in sheet 2. That's where our data is present. Now it will work. Or let's go here. It's saying the color code is wrong. Let's go here, go to more fill colors and choose orange. See, it is 255, 153, 0. I'll use the RGB values only to be on the safer side and say RGB 255, 153, 0. So let's stop it. Let's check again. So now you can see here, it gets applied like this. But I would like to see only the product that I have selected to appear highlighted like this. Otherwise, not all the rows that we have selected should, it should not have color like this. Only the product that I choose should have color. Now for that, we have to first remove the color that was applied and then reapply this color only on the cells we require. So I'll say sheet 2 range of, I'll choose the entire range there from C5 to G14. So C5 to G14. I'll make the interior color. See interior RGB. I'll make it white. Or you could also say Excel none. So no fill. This is same as no fill. See? It will remove the color that was applied previously and reapply only on the product that I choose, only on the row where the product that I have selected. Now this doesn't make the chart change. See, for chart to change, I also have to copy this and paste it over here because this is where my chart data is present. So I have to paste it in C6 of sheet 3 and just include that over here. The same line on which we are applying the color, and just use that. Now that should be copied and pasted in the next sheet. Sheet 3, range of C6, I guess. Yes. C6 dot paste special. I'll choose pasting as values here. And after it is done, I also have to clear the clipboard so that the dotted line is removed from the copied data. And say application dot cut copy mode is equal to false. Now let's go back. You can see even the chart will change now. But you can see the screen is flickering. You can see some data is getting copy pasted. So you can see that screen flickering. To avoid that, you can use application dot screen updating is equal to false, so that your screen doesn't get updated very frequently when you run the macro. You can see here it's running smoothly now. You don't have the jitters coming in. So likewise, you can use different events over here. We have a list of events to choose from. I've just shown you one of the events. You can explore all these events that are present here. If it demands, only if the situation demands, you use it. So you have a lot of other things also, as I said. You can choose them and do it. Now next up, let's see how to use workbook module over here. And just say double click on this workbook. So this is used for workbook module, and all the programs that you write within the workbook module using events it can be triggered only based on the triggers that take place in the current workbook. So if you have kept open other workbooks, whatever happens over there is not going to trigger the macros given here. It should for sure take place in the current workbook only. Now let's go here. I'll choose the workbook object, and over here I'll say so this workbook open event will appear. This just like you saw selection change event as soon as you open the worksheet, you will see workbook open event. And again, even for workbook, you have a huge list of events over here. You could choose any one of these to start with your program. And only if that event triggers from your workbook, this macro will execute. Now currently, we are planning to write a macro in workbook open event. And this event will execute only when your workbook is opened, closed and opened. You write the macro, you have to save it, close it, and again open it in order to see the changes. Now using this, I would like to open directly the sheet where we have provided the report. So usually how your workbooks function is, whichever sheet you have worked last. Let's say I have worked something over here in this sheet. So the same sheet will be opened whenever you open the file. So I want to choose a particular sheet only over here. So I would like to open it from the report sheet. So it should directly open from this sheet for me. So I can write a program saying that. Let's go here. I'll rename the sheet so that the understanding would be easy. So it is sheet 2. I'll just change it to WKS report here. I'll copy this and paste it here, and you can use the same as your sheet name. I'll just say WKS report dot activate. So that sheet should get activated as soon as the workbook gets opened. And it should also display a message box for me. So this is product report. I would like to display this. Product report for the year. Something like this. I would like to display this message. And I also want to include some icons in my message box. And the title for the message box is report activation, something like this. After I have provided this, now I'll save this workbook. So you will choose where you have to save it. Then say macro enabled workbook. You choose one of them. I'll save it. After it is saved, I'll close it. So now let's go back and open the same file. I'll enable the content. See, the report sheet is activated and it also displayed the message box that we provided with the icon and the title over here. Just say okay. See, now that we have changed the sheet name, this is what is appearing. So don't worry, you can go here, just replace it. Since we changed the name of the sheet 2, it's providing this error. And just say sheet 2 has to be found and replace it with WKS report, whatever we provided there. Let's say replace all. So now your macro on this sheet will work. See, this will work fine. I'll stop the session here. We'll continue from the next class. We have few more topics to complete. You just practice and get back to me. You could also mail your queries to me. Thank you.